Namaskar and a very good morning. Today we have Tushar who has come all the way from New Delhi along with his uncle. So namaste sir.
Namaste.
So this is a direct conversation about what has happened in Tushar's attempt,
Yeah.
the earlier one, and how are we going to change the outcome.
Yeah.
So technically, how are we moving from fail to pass? So I'll give you the entire blueprint of what we are going to do for the September attempt. Okay. So first step is we start with the existing point. We call it existing mark sheet.
Mm.
Now this is the target mark sheet. So this is the current mark sheet. This is the target mark sheet. Now here let's start with paper one. If you look at accounting, it says 38. Now, in terms of your comfort in accounting, what do you think is a reasonable score for you?
50 mark.
50. We can score 50, right? This is sorted. Next, law, you already have 63, so I'm marking it 63. Sorted. Next, tax, you have 39. What would be a reasonable target?
50.
50, right? So, which gives us 163. We have decent surplus, right? So, if you look at the base and the outcome, this is pretty much doable. It's not something really impossible. It's pretty much doable. Having said that, it is not going to happen automatically. We have to take a series of steps. So, a lot of people go to Delhi, a lot of people go to Pune for coaching. Now we have come all the way to Hyderabad. The difference is you're expecting this to happen with 100% certainty.
Yes.
Because even if you're sitting at home and studying by all by yourself, this is a possibility.
Yeah.
But we are not looking at possibility.
Yeah.
We are looking at certainty,
Certainty.
absolute assurance.
Yeah.
That is the reason why you have come all the way, right?
Yes.
Now, how are we going to do this? So,
Yeah.
this is what we'll discuss. Now, similarly, we'll finish the analysis for your group 2 also. So for the other papers, now this is 27. Now how much do you think you can
Costing?
reach? Yeah.
20. Yeah, defect 50. I don't know what happened in the last attempt.
Okay, but you're not very scared of costing. You just
No, not at all.
fair enough. It's good to know. Audit again.
50. Again.
Okay,
I'm not
it's a
scared.
default number in your mind for now. Let me take it. Now a combination of this FM and SM. So
Yeah, I'm not
very
confident.
comfortable. So shall we look at 45? Is that a possibility? Okay. Now the existing I'm marking it 25. Okay.
Okay.
Now if we get this score 145 together, we are going to get 300 plus, right?
Mm.
So this looks like a doable target.
Yeah.
Now what will change is it might slightly go here and there because he's not thinking very clearly. Because he's just saying 50, 50, 50.
Correct.
But I'm accepting it as it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
because this is not his strong subject. But let's start with this. Let's start with the base. We'll revise this eventually. Now, if you look at accounting, so I'll pick up any subject of your choice. What is that subject which you want to understand the strategy first?
The most easiest subject as per you out of 6.
Easy.
Or the most difficult? What do you want to
Wow.
So let's talk about one specific subject so that you'll get a context.
Tax.
Tax. Okay. Now, tax, you have direct taxation, you have GST, which is for 50-50 marks, right?
Yes.
Now, when you look at 39, what do you think is the breakup of this?
Okay. What percentage is 39? I think 20 to 23 marks is of GST and the rest is of DT.
So 16 here. Okay. Now, if you look at it very clearly, GST is already scoring almost 50%.
Mm.
So it's not easy to take it further. So in direct taxation, there is a clear cut gap. Let's say currently we're at 15 by 50. Okay. So there is a great chance of improving this. Now, how are we going to improve this? Number one, this 15 marks are your MCQ scores, right? MCQ comes for around 15 marks for each of this.
Yeah.
So what we can do is, out of 15, we can target 10.
Okay.
As of now, it might look like an ambitious target,
Yeah.
but if we start focusing on that, because MCQs, the difference is we are not looking at remembering things. You just have to recall.
Yeah.
not even recall, you can say you can recognize things. That's it. You see, you recognize. Recognition would not require the same amount of memory. So here, MCQs, you can score 10 marks. This is one. Remaining 35, if you score 15 only, still it becomes 25.
Yeah.
Doable. So out of 35, can we get 15? Now, how do we get this 15? If you solve the previous papers, now the set is for each attempt, let's say May 24, what are the IC resources? You have RTP, you have MTP1, you have MTP2, and you have suggested answers of the actual question paper. For each attempt, you have 4 resources. If you look at 4 attempts,
What is this RTP?
revision test papers. So every attempt they release this revision test papers that will give you a perspective of the attempt. So that is exactly how it is going to happen. So out of this 15 marks, just by solving this institute resources, the questions won't be repeated, but the pattern, but some points. Let's say there are 10 points in this question. Next time, you need to use only 5 points in this, but you have to pick up those points. Will help you structure how you can learn. By doing this, out of 15, you can score 10 here only.
Okay.
So, the 25 marks which you are talking about, 20 marks can be done in just 7 days. That's it.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you the mechanism. Now, you might ask, it took me 3 attempts. When something is not happening in 3 attempts, how is it possible in
1 week?
1 week? Now, I'll just show you this. Now, this guy is a chartered accountant. So, Prashant Shah. Read the first line.
In the last 12 attempts, almost 8 times my marks were 175 plus, but I still failed. This was my 13th attempt.
Okay.
Evagan sir first call and then his mentorship program, one last attempt, gave a new hope. I'm very happy now because a beautiful word is going to be added to my name. CA.
So if you look at it, this is what we're talking about. There is a student, now a chartered accountant, who couldn't break past that zone for 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
We took 70 days, 80 days, that's it. So which means it's like an arrow. You hit the bullseye, you hit it, you don't hit it.
Yeah.
Whether you hit it or you don't hit it, it takes the same amount of effort, same amount of time.
Correct.
To fail or pass, it takes 1 attempt.
Yeah.
To repeatedly fail, it takes multiple attempts. To pass, you pass. That's it. Don't hit the red athlete. So as simple as that. If it's quantity, everybody should clear because it's no longer about quantity. Now, quantity matters, but there has to be qualitative layer. Now, when I'm saying 7 days, not 7 hours. 7 days is 70, 75 hours. So 70, 75 hours of strategic inputs where you probably end up solving 400 to 500 bits. Probably end up solving 100 questions. So that gets into the picture. And when you look at this, the targets are very simple. Let me get 10 marks there, 10 marks here. That's it. That's it. The moment you cross 20, you know that you're going to cross 40 in DT, first of all. Direct taxation, you're going to pass. Now, mind works very differently. When you're scared, when you operate with fear, you operate very differently. When you're reasonably relaxed, you kind of operate. So first, we'll remove the fear out of the equation. Okay? So doable at a very simple level. Do you think it is doable?
Definitely.
Okay? This is how exactly we're gonna do this practically. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's pick one more subject.
Let's one more subject. FMSN.
FMSN. Good. Now you picked up both the papers which has 50 and 50. Okay.
Yeah.
Now talking about strategic management. Strategic management exactly has 5 chapters.
Yeah.
Only 5 chapters of 10 marks each. Now the first 3 chapters are reasonably easy. So 25 to 30 marks are reasonably easy and you can directly prepare from the textbook. Chapter 4, Chapter 5, strategic choices and strategic implementation and evaluation is slightly difficult. So even if you remove those 2 chapters, the first 3 chapters you can actually score anywhere between 10 to 12 from the first 3 chapters easily. Remaining 2 chapters, if you score 7 to 8, still it's 20 marks. FM you can still go and score 25 marks. So strategic management, let's say 1 chapter per day. Okay, 1 chapter per day. Early in the morning, we make you do index mapping. So index mapping is a powerful technique which will help you to get the crux of the chapter. Now after that, if you go through 2 cycles, manlo ki 9 to 12, you go through the chapter, then you watch a revision video. In the evening, you write all the questions. You check all the answers. Now, if you do 3 to 4 cycles, if 10 marks is asked, you can score 3 marks at least out of 10. दो क्वेश्चन पूछेगा ना, आउट ऑफ 10 कैन नॉट स्कोर 3 months इतना एफर्ट व्हेन यू पुट इन 10 hours. So 5 days 5 chapters done. Day 6 complete revision. Day 7 2 exams in essay sorted. You'll score 18 to 20. That's it.
Okay.
Now this is simple, but how to study on that particular day, how to navigate, all of that we are there. See, individually, if people have to do, it's not that simple. It's like looking at the mountain. How do you go up? Just climb up. But when you start climbing, you keep getting lost. That is the reason why you are here. But in terms of understanding, there is only one direction. Unless like the road, it's a linear straight direction. But within that straight direction, multiple times you might get lost. That is the reason why you met Maitri in the morning. So imagine you living with a CA. It's a very rare opportunity. So we kind of, because we take your exam very seriously. Now people are casual. When you say casual, they're okay to clear in 4 attempts, 5 attempts. We are not okay. Only one attempt, one last attempt. That is exactly how we are going to operate. Now if you look at it, SM, it's very easy to score 20 marks. Now talking about financial management. Financial management, you have 2 modules. So module 2, you have 3 chapters. Investment decisions, dividend decisions, working capital. These 3 chapters will give you around 20 marks. 3 chapters, 20 marks.
Okay.
The first remaining set of module 1 chapters give you another 30 marks roughly. So you can choose to build your expertise either in the first set of chapters or the second set of chapters. So anything is fine. So one module you should be able to cross 15. Although the denominator is low, since there are only 3 chapters, which are of 2 chapters are of similar nature, working capital is slightly complex. So one module is scored 12 to 15, the other module is scored 10, still it's 22 to 25. Again, in this also there are MCQs. So that way, any given subject, we just cross that 50% barrier in just 1 week. So we have this format, like this is exactly how. So for syllabus completion, either 5 days, as I told you for SM, 5 days, 1 week, or 10 days. Any subject can be done in this time. It's like bullet train. Now, bullet train, why is it so speed? Why is it so fast? Because this is the track is different. The technology, magnetic elevation, the technology is very different. So the learning process which we operate is very different. We build the track. Outside is not available. So we should be able to complete it in this manner. The next thing is, if we are completing it, how can we remember? That is the problem. Now, because for most of the students, no matter how much they study, they keep forgetting. It's like carrying an ice block to the examination center. Like it keeps on melting. Now, what we do is, we know this. Like this is people are going to forget. People are going to, not remember. Now, if you look at it, within 1 day, 60% of the content is gone. Now, this is by Harvard Business Review. This analysis is done by Harvard Business Review, published in Harvard Business Review. So let's say 1 day 60% is gone, 1 week 70% is gone. Now what would we do to fight this? This is the technique. For the forgetting curve, FTR is a solution. Revise for 5 minutes after every 15 minutes. Revise for 15 minutes after study of 3 hours. Revise for 10 minutes at the end of the day. 10 minutes at the beginning of the day. So हमेशा खाली 5 मिनट या 10 मिनट. But आप बहुत बार रिवाइज कर रहे हैं, रिविजिट कर रहे हैं, तो माइंड पे अटक जाता है. That is exactly what we are looking at. So within a week's time, you're revising. अगर यहाँ पे ठीक से नहीं कर रहे तो after 3 days or 3 months, 10 minutes will become 10 days. क्योंकि heat of the moment में अलग से रहता है. So heat of the moment में अलग रहता है. So you need to
did this when you recommended with my tax one subject teacher. My God, it was.
You already saw the efficiency, right? So ऐसा हर एक चीज के लिए मान लो माइंडसेट से नॉर्मली क्या करता है, यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम्स हम बहुत सारा लिखा था, मतलब स्टूडेंट्स हमको जो भी बोलते हैं ना, तो दीज आर द सॉल्यूशन. मतलब नॉर्मली प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन प्रॉब्लम रहता है, कॉन्फिडेंस का रहता है, फियर ऑफ फेलियर रहता है, ऑल ऑफ दिस इश्यूज. नॉर्मली व्हाट वी डू, नंबर 1, वी ट्रस्ट Tushar outrightly. We'll be like, you don't have to worry about what has not happened. यहाँ पे it's a fresh start. There is someone who is trusting you without doubting your ability. तो mind थोड़ा शांति हो जाता है. Second, this trust is not by a random person. This trust is by a chartered accountant, which means he knows that we are capable. It's not that it's not just about our emotion towards you. It's also about our efficiency to do things. So that way, you know there is someone who is taking care of you, and also you know that the person is capable, the team is capable. That way you don't have anything to worry. मान लो जितना भी serious the accident हो, if you're in the right hospital, the right doctor, you know that you're going to live. Yeah. That is exactly what is going to happen. So we'll remove the past, we'll remove the future also. September में जो होने वाला सब किसी को भी नहीं पता है, पर हमारे पास कंट्रोल क्या है, आज क्या कर रहा है, अभी क्या कर रहा है, खाली ऐसा ऐसा स्टेप वाइज बिल्ड करके we'll be able to reach the milestones. And पूरा facts है sir, because these are numbers. Truth, this is truth, this is not opinions. What is an opinion? I'm reading well. It is an opinion. मैं बहुत अच्छा से पढ़ा नहीं हुआ, opinion है. So इसमें truth नहीं है. हम हमेशा truth को देखते हैं. Truth का मतलब numbers are truth. Because when you see that, when this gets evaluated, ठीक है, next week आप exam लिखा था, 37 आया, that is truth. Next फिर से लिखा, 42 आया. So we track the truth, not the opinion part. So that way you'll always understand where you are, whether it's good or bad. Oh, अच्छा हो सकता है, बुरा हो सकता है, but it is what it is. We'll get to know the reality part. So this is the advantage of the process. Okay. So to the extent you have understood this, Tushar. Now, how do you feel? This is day zero. We're just starting the conversation. So at this junction, how do you feel? Like, how confident are you that you're going to pass if you follow this?
I'm actually 100% sure. Just the problem is, main thing is with consistency. If environment is right and mentors, exactly. If a CA is constantly with us, then that's a whole different thing than going to a coaching and then waiting for the answers. If it's instant solution, then it not only registers in the mind, but it also helps to further ask if any further questions are there. So I'm very positive about this.
Perfect.
I'm just one thing, sir. Like you mentioned, 5 days is enough for the revision. I understand that for SM, but for like costing and there are.
Of course, it's not enough.
It's
That
not
will do it for 10 days.
good. Okay.
So, see, if you look at it, if you look at a cricket match, हर एक बॉल 6 नहीं रहते ना. So, कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स में आसान से ला सकते. मान लो कि मैंगो का ट्री है, there are low hanging fruits, फटाफट निकल सकते. बाकी सब तो लैडर चाहिए और मारना है, कुछ तो करना है. बट ओवरऑल कितना टाइम लगता है? इसीलिए ना, अगर कल 5 दिन चाहिए तो 5 into 5 सब्जेक्ट्स 25 days that is not we are looking at. So किसी को ज्यादा लगता है, कम लगता है, बहुत सारा ऑल्टरनेट रहता है. एंड सब्जेक्ट का बात छोड़ो, आपका कैपेसिटी भी अलग अलग रहता है ना. मान लो कि डिस्कशन हम कल रात होगा तो आप you cannot even focus na. So our mind also works differently. That is the reason why we always ask for good number of days. Denominator में ज़्यादा दिन होगा तो we generally have that margin for error, the room for error. So this is exactly how I thought. Sir, आप you are listening to this for the first time. So आपको कैसा लग रहा है now?
No, it's fine if he able to break the entire subject into pieces and we see ki what is my strong area, what is my weak area, and the exam ka paper setting ki which area mein se how much question is generally is coming and we target to that particular thing, then definitely matlab I can say this is something not labor, but this is smart labor.
Yes.
That is
smart working.
Smart working. That is differentiate between fail to pass.
Yes. Correct.
But one more question ki this revision test paper, this is given by institute. What I understood with this conversation. Apart from this, do we have some other revision test paper of our own so that we can do practice?
This is one of the mistakes which the whole of India does. ICI sets the textbook.
Okay.
ICI creates the textbook, builds the textbook. ICI builds the question paper.
Yeah.
So question paper ICI बनाते हैं. So आप सोच लो, क्वेश्चन पेपर जो बना रहे हैं वही मॉक पेपर भी दे रहा है. हम उनका मॉक फॉलो करना है कि some random way of doing it.
Okay.
See, it always feels that it's good to have a variety of questions so that you'll be able to answer the new questions.
New questions.
It's always tempting to think in that pattern. But आप देख रहे हो, जो लोग क्वेश्चन पेपर सेट करते हैं ना, मान लो कि सिंपल क्वेश्चन, क्रिकेट मैच खेल रहा है, इंटरनेशनल मैच, आपका चांस होगा तो जहाँ पे मैच होता है ना वही स्टेडियम में प्रैक्टिस करना है ना.
Yes.
Why do you want to practice in our stadium?
Yes.
When there's an opportunity to practice in that.
Yes.
So this is simple common sense. People
Yeah.
don't get it. They think, okay, let me follow all the pitches. Then you'll end up good with nothing.
Okay.
So यहाँ पे इतना स्कोप है कि खाली ये करने के लिए आपको टाइम नहीं. This itself will take a lot of time.
Okay. So you are saying कि if the revision test paper given by institute, we have number of test paper for
Yes.
one subject.
Yes.
Or we have only one or two test paper for
No.
one subject.
If you look at it, आप खाली
Taxation, let's say.
पिछले last 2.5 years में you have almost 20 papers given by ICA itself.
अच्छा 20 paper
20
for
papers.
one subject.
Yes.
Okay.
तो इसके लिए तो खाली यही नहीं होता है.
Yeah, 20 into 5 means we have 100 test paper.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. And also you have questions in the textbook में भी questions है. बहुत सारा है. Like the content given by ICA itself is so much that you don't have to look at any sources. ICA classes भी देते हैं. See, the point is grass on the other side looks greener.
Yeah.
Now coaching industry exploits the weakness of the students and keeps doing random things.
Yeah.
Now see, I would rather appreciate a faculty who charges and still teaches from ICA because उसका काम क्या है, बच्चों का काम क्या है, they are not worried about the source, they want the result.
Yeah.
But ऐसा क्या लगता है ना, you asked a good question. कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट पे क्या लगता है, खाली हम ICA रिसोर्सेज दिया तो they want value river, so हम कुछ तो करना है.
अच्छा,
They use
okay.
their brain, which is absolutely useless, which will deviate unnecessarily. So it's not good for the student. So for anyone who has the question, पहले ये पूरा कर लो. You cannot complete this at all. It is very hard to complete.
After that, if you have time, then you have to go to
Makes sense. Because
correct.
आप एक पेपर एक बार सॉल्व करने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. आपको 3 बार रिवाइज करना है, टाइम नहीं होगा.
सही बात.
जितना कर सकता है.
Yeah.
This is exactly the logic.
Yeah, yes. If you done the one particular
Yes.
test paper, revision test paper, and उसमें you have scored let's say 48, let's say, okay. After 10 days, you have to attempt the same test paper and see whether it is 48 or you reach the 58.
Yeah, most likely that's will be the same. So एक ही पेपर आंसर देखने के बाद भी सॉल्व करने से उसको 69 क्रॉस होता है. आंसर देखने के बाद भी. This is exactly the complex. So that is
I understand. I am fully with you.
Thank you for that, sir. So my question for you is, why did you come all the way from Delhi? What made you trust us so much?
No, see, one of my known person, told about this coaching and this mentorship program for CA. We were not aware about that, to be very frank. So, almost 3 or 4 attempt is already done, and the result is not as per our expectation. So then he is our very good friend. So he suggested, okay, why you not to go there and try just once. So we came here, and we see the lots of video in YouTube.
Yes.
And then we thought, yeah, it's something different.
Like, can you tell us the differences which you noticed?
Yeah, actually, this is something I can say is systematic study.
Good. Okay, understood.
And the environment.
Okay.
So this is something is like so. I thought we will do this.
So systematic studies in a conducive environment is the reason why they come from a different part of India, not just an neighboring state. It's somewhere else, and especially the journey took longer than expected. What he asked. So, but one thing which I can assure you, Tushar, on record is we'll make sure it's totally worth it. Whatever difficult decision you have taken, you are slightly more out of your comfort zone and all of that. We'll totally make sure it's worth it, and we'll go back with both your groups done, and we want Tushar's case study as a face of North India. So that is exactly how we are going to take things. There are too many case studies, testimonials, and a lot of things. But fundamentally, if you understand the framework in terms of how it's going to work out, just one step at a time is what we are looking at. And this is exactly how we customize for every student. So when somebody comes in, we don't try to fit him into the box. Okay, where are you? See, it's like buying a shoe. There is no right size. 10 or 12, there is no good size. What is your size? We have to tailor make it. Others say that 7 is the best size fit into it. No, it can't. How can it? It doesn't make sense. So this is exactly how we kind of operate. So I think we had a good start, and we'll start your preparation from today itself.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the very best, and thank you for coming all the way, sir. I'll keep you posted about his progress on a constant basis, and we'll probably make one more video once the results are out with path and pass.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, Mani, for recording this.